I have the default view right now, and let me now go to the chamfer option. By default, the edge chamfer is selected. Now let me transform this edge into a chamfer, and the moment I have clicked on the line or the edge, you can see a dynamic view of the sharp edge getting removed, and we have this distance that is 20 units, which can be altered with the help of drag handle or changing in the ribbon. If we are satisfied with this particular value, we can simply press the middle click anywhere on the screen and we have the chamfer completed. So let me just edit this by clicking on edit definition. So we have an option called sets over here. This is quite similar to the features what we have discussed in the round command. Under the sets, the set one indicates the single edge what we have selected. We can create a new set by clicking on other edges. You can see over here, after selecting this edge, I got a new set over here, that is set 2 with the reference edge and a distance that is 25 units. I can press the control button and select other edges. In this way, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 edges under set 2. So this is again quite similar to the discussion what we have completed in the round feature with respect to the sets. When we are done, we can simply press OK or middle click. We have the chamfer ready with us. Now let us look at some other features in chamfer. You can also activate the chamfer command by simply pressing on the edge or clicking on the edge with the help of left click, and you can see certain options over here. The first option is round command. So instead of going to the main ribbon and selecting the round feature, we can directly select the edge what we are interested to change, and we can click on the round command or the edge command or some different commands which we are going to discuss in the future. So for example, I want to add a chamfer for this edge. So let me just click on the edge. I can click on the chamfer command, that is edge chamfer, and I have the respected dimensions on the screen which I can alter as per the need. So there are certain features or settings under chamfer. For example, we have the basic and the default command, the default settings, that is D by D. For example, if you want to change this, we can just click on the drop down list and we have D1 and D2, the second feature. In this particular case, we can alter the distances individually. For example, I can change this distance and you can see that, or you can observe and notice that this distance is not altering because this is with respect to the next setting, that is D2. Whereas in the earlier case, both the D's or both the distances were equal. So if I was altering one distance, the other distance was altering with equilibrium. Now let me go to the other feature, that is angle in D. In this particular feature or the setting, we have certain option with respect to the angle or the amount of or the degrees with which the cut is generated. So basically we have the default angle which is 45 degrees, which we can alter again depending on the need. This can be altered with the drag handle, or else we can alter by typing on the ribbon. Say for example, I want to change it to 25. So I have this inclination angle that is 25 degrees. Apart from that, I also have a distance feature over here, which I can change it accordingly. So let us look at some other features. We have the next option, that is 45 into D. So in this particular case, the angle 45 degrees is fixed. We cannot alter the angle unlike the other case. We can only change the D, that is the distance. So this angle will be 45 degrees and that will be fixed. And this is especially used for for edges which are perpendicular to each other. In the next feature, the next settings, we have O bar O or O by O, and this is quite different. Let me just change the basic feature first, then I can explain you the difference between O by O and D by D. So let me delete this first. And I can edit the geometry. So I'll make a pause and edit the geometry. So I have modified the geometry in this fashion, and let us now assign the chamfer and understand what is O and O in comparison with the default chamfer, that is D by D. So we have the chamfer option over here, and the basic setting which is activated by default is the D by D, and let us change this value to 20 units. Now let us go and select this edge. So the moment I've selected this edge, I got a beveled surface over here with a distance of 20. So what does this 20 distance mean actually? From which point to which point is this 20 units? Let us just verify using the analysis option. So we have the analysis command over here, and in analysis we have the measure tool, and under measure we have an option called distance. So just remember the distance or the chamfer what I've selected was 20 units. So if I'm selecting this edge and I want to select this particular point, so I have to hold the control command, and after clicking on this particular point you can see the distance should be 20 units. That means the chamfer which I have selected or which I have activated had a distance of 20 units. So let me just verify by editing it, and you can see this is 20 units. So 20 in the sense, for example, we have activated D by D, and under D by D the 20 distance means the distance from this particular edge, the edge which was originally at the particular location, from that point to the new distance what we have maintained. So we can alter this distance depending on the requirement. Now we have certain different settings under the chamfer, and that is O and O. So as of now the distance is 25 units. When I'm changing the setting to O by O, you can see the distance is varied. It has transformed to 15 units right now. You can see again, let me go back to D by D, and you can observe the distance over here, that is 25 right now, and in this case this is 15. So what's happening? Why is the distance getting changed to 15 units? So this can be understood. For example, let me just keep it an exact value, say 15 units. So this can be understood by creating a sketch. So right now I have activated the feature setting O by O, and I have kept the value as 15 units. So just please remember this value as of now. Now let us create a sketch to understand what's happening and what is the reason for getting a value of 15 over there. So I'll create a sketch on this surface. I'll go to sketches and align my view to normal view. So you can see this particular edge is the chamfer what we have created. Now let me create an edge. First let me change the view to no hidden, because you can easily understand, and I have also hidden the plane so that it is very clear for you on the screen. And if I'm wanting, I can expand or I can delete or I can hide the total model tree by clicking on this option, so you can get a more clear view of the geometry. So we have this geometry ready with us, and this is the edge or the chamfer created using the O by O option, and the distance was maintained as 15 units under the O by O option. Now let me create a line from this particular point, because this was the point at which the edge was present before using the chamfer command. Now if I'm extending a line from this point and another line from this point, so it is forming a kind of triangle. And now let me draw a perpendicular from both the edges at some random location, and another perpendicular which will be intersecting. See that you're getting a perpendicular symmetry. Now let me delete the extra features using the delete command or delete segment. So we have this distance right now that is equal to 8 units. Let me change it to 10, and let me change this also to be 10 units. Okay, now let me come back and change it to 15 and 15. So right now you can see, and if you remember that we have the O by O command and we have used that particular command with a distance of 15, right? So when I'm generating an orthogonal from this edge at a distance of 15 units and another orthogonal from this base edge at a distance of 15 units, and if I'm joining and I have to see that they're intersecting at a point and the distance should be 15 units because I have kept the value of O by O as 15. And when I'm selecting this line command and joining both the points, this particular line will be the chamfer what we have created. If I want, I can just change the angle and see. So this is the line which is connecting both the points, the point from which the orthogonals are meeting together at a distance of 15 unit. So just let me press OK and let me cross verify the chamfer. You can see it is 15 units under the O by O command. So I hope you have understood what is O by O. Let us try to see and vary the sketch and analyze the variation of the O by O command. So I'll just go back to sketch. I'll edit the sketch and let me now just create. Before that, let me delete this line. Let me now change the distance. For example, the first orthogonal to be around 10 unit. And the next orthogonal to be again 10 unit. Let me delete the previous sketch. Yes. And I have said you that this 2 points should be connected, right? So I'm connecting this first point and the second point. Now if I am generating a chamfer using the O by O command at a distance of 10 units, then I should be getting this particular feature or the chamfer coinciding with this line. So let me just verify. I'll just go back to the shading with edges so that it is very clear for you. And we have the sketch over here. So let me edit the chamfer again. And I want it to be around 10. Now let me press OK. You can see it is coinciding with the line what we have created using the sketch command. So this was the line what I have created by joining the orthogonals from the edges. So this is just for understanding purpose. You need not practice this or try to remember this thing, but I just wanted you to understand what is the difference between D by D and O by O. So distance or the D by D option is the distance from the original edge to the new position, and O by O is the distance. It is something complicated and tricky, and it is the distance between the orthogonal points basically. So I have explained you about orthogonal. Let us try to move to the next features under chamfer command.